The story begins with Joe. Like every other day, he wakes up, gets ready, and heads to the bookstore where he works. But today becomes special when a sweet girl enters the store looking for a specific book. Joe tries to talk to her. The girl is very nice, and they quickly become friends. She introduces herself as Ash, and they go out for coffee. While chatting, Joe takes a selfie with Ash to remember the moment. The next day, Joe wakes up and heads out. He plans to visit his special friend. He goes to the cafe to wait for Ash. She arrives, and the two are happy to meet. While talking, Joe asks Ash about her job, and she begins to explain. Meanwhile, we see a man named Hunter killing people on the street. Ash talks to Joe when Hunter arrives, pulls out a gun, and shoots Ash, killing her instantly. Joe is shocked and chases after Hunter, but suddenly, Hunter mysteriously disappears. After this, Joe is deeply sad and stays in his apartment for weeks. He gets worse every day. Then one day, his friend visits with 2 coffees. The friend is worried about Joe. Joe tries to drink the coffee, but he can't taste it and spills it on the floor. His friend tries to comfort him, but Joe cannot talk. He misses Ash too much. Seeing this, his friend gives him the coffee, tells him to eat, and leaves. That night, Joe gets up, leaves his flat, and at midnight buys a gun. Hours pass, and it becomes morning. Joe puts the gun to his head to end his life. But the gun fails to fire. Joe shoots at his sofa. This time, it works. Joe's AI assistant tries to call the police, but Joe stops him. He tries to shoot himself again, but the gun fails. Frustrated, Joe breaks his window and jumps out. Surprisingly, Joe and the glass shards freeze in the air. Suddenly, he wakes up in bed. Everything in the house is normal. Seeing this, Joe is confused and doesn't understand what is happening. His AI assistant tells him he is receiving messages from Ash. Since Ash died, Joe ignores them, thinking they are old, and leaves. While walking, he sees a girl passing by. Her face glitches strangely like a malfunctioning screen. Joe goes to his friend and shows him the phone, which keeps getting messages from Ash. His friend says Ash might have scheduled these messages to arrive now. Perhaps she wants to say something. His friend suggests he go home and check the messages, but seeing the constant alerts, Joe opens a message right there. This message is a video. Ash says if he is watching this, something bad happened, and they may never meet again. But there is one last favor. Ash tells Joe to go to her bookstore and find a special book where she left a message. Then, the video ends. We then see a group of people watching Joe's every move. Joe goes to the bookstore, where he asks a colleague about a parcel. His colleague gives him a red book. He leaves with it. Inside, he finds a love letter. As he reads it, he is shocked and starts heading home. A man stalks him. We learn that the world Joe lives in is actually a video game, a simulation controlled by a big corporation. They send 2 men into the digital world to eliminate Joe. The 2 men chase Joe to his building. Joe suspects he is being followed. He enters his apartment and tries to close the door, but the man blocks it with his foot. The man enters, and Joe tries to shoot him but misses. He hides behind a table. Joe tries to shoot again but misses. Joe surrenders, but his hands move automatically and fire the gun. This time, the man is killed. Joe feels controlled. Another man arrives and attacks Joe from close range. The hit makes Joe drop his gun. However, Joe fights back with skilled moves and kills him instantly, even though Joe doesn't know how to fight like that. After the fight, Joe hears a voice calling him. It sounds like Ash. He sees Ash on his room screen talking on a video call. The bodies of the men disappeared. Joe is confused because he saw Ash die, but now she is on the video call. Ash explains that humanity has advanced technology. the entertainment and gaming industries created new projects. One company where Hunter worked collected data to create a project exactly like the real world, known as a video game. But Hunter had a problem. During that time, Hunter met the man who is Joe's friend. Joe's friend helped Hunter solve the problems, and they created a world that felt real. Hunter created a digital population. It was a huge success, and the company used it for research. Hunter did dangerous experiments, like dropping nuclear bombs and killing people. Hunter soon became CEO, and this continued. He would do tests and then restart the digital universe to restore everything. Then, he created Joe's character for his world. Hunter planned experiments in Joe's world. Ash hacked the system to enter. She liked Joe. She didn't want him hurt and wanted to stop Hunter. Joe was shocked because he thought he was real. But that was just code. Ash shows Joe photos of Hunter and says he is the one who shot her when she was with Joe. She shows photos of Joe's friend and explains that his friend supported Hunter at first, but later he hated Hunter's actions, quit, and disappeared. Now Ash needs to get data from the system, but she needs help only Joe's friend can provide. We then see a girl on Hunter's team who is the manager. She is angry because Hunter tampers with the system and breaks the rules. But Hunter doesn't care. He only wants his experiment. Hunter tells the manager to find the girl he shot and bring her to the real world. The manager leaves. Hunter was talking about Ash. When Joe's friend sees they need help, he calls Ash. But before they can talk much, the friend disconnects the call. People in masks enter the real-world place where Ash is. Ash escapes, but a drone chases her. Ash reaches Joe's friend's house. The friend tells her to leave any weapons outside. Ash shows she only has a small knife. He invites her in. She says Hunter's men are chasing her and asks what he is doing in the digital universe. She says, "I want to go back to that world, so help me." Joe's friend agrees. He takes her to a safe place, and Ash enters the digital universe. Hunter's system gets an alert. In that universe, Ash chats with Joe, but then she disappears. Hunter was suspicious, so Joe's friend brought Ash out. She leaves, but the masked men are still chasing her. Meanwhile, Joe runs to his friend for help. The friend gives him a drive and a location where plugging it into a computer will back up the data. This way, if Hunter runs an experiment, everything will be restored. Nothing will be lost. But if they don't upload the data to the server soon, they could be in trouble. In the real world, Ash is attacked, so she hides. Meanwhile, Joe gets a gun, thanks his AI assistant, and leaves. Ash catches a man chasing her and beats him. She tries to get information, but he refuses to speak. Later, a man attacks Ash, knocking her out. When Ash wakes up, she is in Hunter's office without her weapon. Hunter enters the digital universe and meets Joe's friend. Hunter is furious with him. Joe's friend dislikes that Hunter is killing people for useless experiments. Suddenly, Joe's friend feels like he is choking. Hunter's men found him in the real world and are strangling him. They are about to kill him. Meanwhile, Joe reaches the location and does what his friend instructed. This triggers a red alert in Hunter's office. 2 men arrive to stop Joe. Joe quickly inserts the drive into the system, revealing a list. A cabinet opens with many weapons. Joe takes a gun and waits for the men, shooting them. Hunter pulls Joe from the scene to a secluded place. Hunter removes his weapons and hangs him in the air. Hunter tries to delete him, but Hunter loses control. Joe shoots him, preventing him from harming Joe. Hunter is about to reboot the system. All data in the digital universe will be reset when the system restarts. Ash asks to speak to Joe. Hunter reboots the system and lets Joe talk to Ash, Before Joe can speak, everything around him begins to float and disappears. The system has rebooted. Hunter is about to kill Ash. Suddenly, Joe's friend speaks, and a globe nearby shakes. On the screen, Hunter sees Joe's friend, who says, "See me. You wonder how I am alive after you killed me. Years ago, when I helped you, the globes I gave you had multiple levels. I am alive in one, and Joe is in another. Using the globe, Joe enters the real world and saves Ash. Joe is furious. Hunter's men try to shoot. But the manager, fed up with Hunter, helps Joe, and Joe shoots Hunter, knocking him off the roof. He is defeated. Joe and Ash reunite and hug. They go to the digital universe and meet Joe's friend. They are happy because there is no one to reboot the universe. Joe is just code, but they promise to stay together. With this, the movie ends here.